welcome back. It's nice to have you this morning, and we are taking a look at the political space. The APC, the New Progressive Party for Change, is out and about, and the ceremony of it, particularly as the elections are about us now. Anambra is next, and APC is garnering support all over the nation. Whether they have the wherewithal or not, it is still a group to be reckoned with. We cannot discountenance that, whichever form we look at it. In Nigeria today, party politics is upon us because the first elections are a few weeks away. Don't start thinking about 2015 because in another 13 months or so, we will be in the thick of the elections. Today we have two public analysts, politicians, taking a look at the political space, particularly the vibrancy of the APC, a viable opposition party within the political space. With the elections upon us, what should Nigerians expect? Meet my guest. Gbola Oba is a public affairs analyst, as well as Babatunde Gbadamosi, a politician, also a public issue analyst. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
The political space is open. Gbola, APC on the increase, calling for change, and these are progressives. Well deserved, and what the people are looking for, is it not?
On the increase, I'm not sure, but the truth be told, a number of Nigerians, especially Nigerians who are serious-minded, are quite happy that what is presently seeming to be a formidable opposition is now gathering against what people believe to have been the intellectual and policy dereliction of the PDP. That is what ostensibly prevails now. However, I need to say this up front. I have severally told my friends who are members of the APC that ruling parties, and the two of you should know, because you see, we all once lived in England. The ruling parties, opposition parties don't win elections. Ruling parties lose them. You know how and why ruling parties lose elections? When the ruling party becomes distant from its electorate, when it becomes arrogant, and when the internal dynamics of the ruling party, it becomes divisive and there's open disunity, they lose elections. But however big the characters who are in APC may be, to me, they don't have the election to win. It is incumbent on the BDP to either lose it or win it.
That's an interesting position, Mr. Oba, and I'm inclined to some extent to agree with you that the election is PDP's to lose at the federal level. By the same corollary...
No. We're looking at the nation now.
Yes.
When you say at the federal level, we're looking at the nation because the elections are upon us. Anambra is next.
Yes.
And these are the people...
Of course, when we talk about Anambra, we're talking about a specific state.
Those are specifics.
Yes.
We're looking at it all the way.
Okay.
All the way.
And you know, in talking about the nation, it would be fair to say that if one spoke about Lagos, one would be talking about a fair representation of Nigeria. Because, first of all, there are about 30 million Nigerians resident in Lagos. And
how many millions did you say?
About 30 million Nigerians.
That's a frivolous, with due respect. That's
no,
a frivolous.
No, it's not. And I'll just refer you to the to the public school enrollment figures. And bearing in mind, mind you, that there is a huge surfeit of private schools in Lagos. Okay, far more actually from the last survey that was done in 2011 than the public schools in Lagos State. Now, the enrollment figures for public school children from primary 1 all the way to SSS 3 is about 10 million.
Okay,
let's go back. Let's go back. And where are their counterparts? Hold on. And where are their counterparts?
You know why I'm very happy about
And where are their counterparts?
I don't quite fully agree with the exaggerated figure.
Hold on.
But you know why I'm happy about
Allow
that?
me to finish.
Your party.
Allow me to finish.
Because
Allow me to finish.
Let's hear.
Now, where are their counterparts in the private schools? Where are the parents of both the children in the public schools and the children in the private schools? Granted, that's quite a large number of the children, especially the ones in the private schools, are in hostels. Okay. And so you might find that quite a number of parents.
Let's not lose focus on the issue.
So just going from school enrollment.
We will come back. We will come
the
back.
Population of Lagos State will easily be around 30
Now
million.
let's go on. Yes, let's focus on the opposition as per PDP and what you are looking at. It is for PDP to lose the election.
Yes, it is.
Oppositions don't win elections. Let's take it from that frame. Let's go.
It's ironic that the gentleman here, my brother, Mr. Gbadamosi, I'm calling him Mr. is actually sounding very distant in my mouth because I really want to call him by his first name. It's ironic that
Babatunde is his first name. It's easy. We're brothers.
I would rather say that it's ironic that we are agreeing on some of these issues and in a very funny way. Because the truth be told, and I want to commend his honesty because ordinarily you were being introduced earlier on as a policy analyst. I'm not quite seeing you as a policy analyst. I see you as a bona fide PDP flag bearer. Potentially some of the faces we will be seeing in 2015 as a governorship candidate, and it's good that you're coming, at least you're engaging with reality.
I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Okay. But you see, the truth is where we are now, the APC is a peculiar political animal. We've never seen such a species before in our political history and in our political space. We've seen from as far back as the early 50s, we've seen instances of political parties coming into alliances. A number of, rich caucuses of political alliances, that some that worked, some that didn't work. Most times never worked because the vaulting ambitions of the major characters in the party and the seeming lack of connectivity ideologically and otherwise make most of the alliances not to work. But this is the first time we're seeing independent parties subsuming their identities in an organic and legal entity. ACN, as we speak now, is political history.
Yes.
CPC is political history. AMPP is political history. However, the factors that limited the past species of alliances are still in place. The megalomaniacal postures of the individuals who are the formative characters, the lack of ideological connectivity. You see, it's easy when you want to take a stroll with somebody and you have just about the same gait and the same strides. You are strolling and my gait and my strides are quite commensurate with yours. But if ideologically my strides are longer than yours, at the point you become like
a follower.
Not only a follower again, you become like an inhibition to be of a sort. So looking at the APC that I'm looking at now, as an independent political analyst, I wish it works, but I do have my fears too. But as a Nigerian, and I was telling my brother before we came in, one line, as a Nigerian, I'm praying it works. You know why? Because as a Nigerian, it is obvious to me that in more than 1 decade and about a half that we have had the experiment of the PDP, a lot of goodwill, political capital, and indeed developmental opportunities have been squandered. It's unfortunate. But maybe the emergence of the APC now will then show the PDP political bigwigs that it's about time they twist up, they kind of.
Let me ask you here, what is the PDP getting wrong, other than this political wastage?
Sir, with due respect, and you know this, and I know you have to do your job by asking that question. The greatest thing that the PDP is getting wrong now is giving the Nigerians, the Nigerian electorate, the impression that they could worry much about killing themselves and worry less about delivering the dividends of democracy, even in some areas where they are ironically delivering it. Most people would not, I never believed it before, but I've seen people from Akwa Ibom, I've seen people from one or two other PDP states who would tell you, look straight into your eyes and say, Mr. Gbola, I've got nothing to gain from this guy, he's working.
All right. I like my elder brother's analysis of the situation. However, there are one or two things that I'd like to address in his analysis. First is the fact that it is not entirely true that this is the first time that we've had people from disparate ideological, political and religious backgrounds come together and subsume themselves into one party. In the Second Republic, we had the MPP, which rather rapidly broke up into the MPP and the GMPP. Wazir Ibrahim led his own people out of the MPP and formed the great Nigeria People's Party, as against the MPP, of which he was originally a part. But there are ideological differences between his group and that of Nnamdi Azikiwe caused them to go their separate ways eventually. Now, I'm not saying that this APC short-term marriage will not work. Okay, it could, it very well could, but that would require a great deal of sacrifice from the, you call them megalomaniacal figures, leading the separate tendencies that have come together. It would require a great deal of sacrifice on the parts of, in particular, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu and General Muhammadu Buhari. Both would have to subsume their ambitions, and I really don't see that happening. I don't. Forgive me for being so pessimistic, but I would like a situation where the younger elements, I'm looking at a situation where the younger elements, the El Rufais, okay, and the Gbadamosi in the two main tendencies, because I think the NPP is a very minor partner in that marriage. Okay, is a minor third wife, as it were, in marriage.
They go Zamfara, they go Yobe States.
Yes, maybe so, but they're still minor. If you look at the broad spectrum of both parties, you'll find that there are younger and more dynamic people, okay, in the parties that seem to have a very strong intellectual bent. And I'm looking at a situation where those younger people can be allowed to express themselves politically. Okay, if that doesn't happen, I don't see the APC posing what should be a strong opposition to the PDP, a strong challenge to the PDP. Now, on the part of the PDP, it's very strange that there is a parallel situation also, where we have a gerontocracy, as it were.
Indeed.
As some would call it, okay, in charge of the party.
Indeed.
Well, look,
indeed.
Hold on.
These are facts.
The truth has to be told. Okay, the truth has to be told. We do have a gerontocracy in charge of the PDP, but it's a gerontocracy that's gradually fading away. President Olusegun Obasanjo relinquished voluntarily the chairmanship of the board of trustees of the party because he felt, hold on, please.
Quite fading away.
Like I said, the gerontocracy is fading away.
Oh, yes.
Gradually. Okay, so Chief Obasanjo has moved out of the political space more or less, okay, at least publicly, okay. Of course, as a party grandee, he is still consulted on issues concerning the nation, critical issues. I mean, if you've been a head of state once over a period of 3 years, and you've been democratically elected president twice over a period of 8 years, you've been a United Nations member of the Commonwealth Eminent Persons Group, you've been a United Nations envoy to several flashpoints all over the world, of course your experience will be required from time to time. And that's the reason why you find that the federal government will, from time to time, consult with Chief Obasanjo to draw from his very deep well of experience, as we would, I think, with
Let's
a lot
go
of
to
the
other areas of gerontocracy
older
we have.
members of the party.
Uh-huh.
So, you see, the older members of the party are quietly retiring. Samuel Ogbemudia is not quite as active in the party as he used to be. Chief Aneni, I think, is on his last leg now. He himself has said as much at his 80th birthday.
Babatunde.
Okay, hold on, let me finish.
Babatunde.
Let me finish.
Tuko is the chairman
Let
of
me
the
finish.
PDP,
Well,
and
even
Dele is the
even
chairman of the
Alhaji
board of
Bamanga
the-
Tukur, even Alhaji Bamanga Tukur is one of the
He's
champions
just about
of
50 years.
generational change
Oh,
in the
indeed.
party.
Indeed.
Just about
He's-
40 years old.
He is one of the champions of generational change in the party.
Okay.
One of the people insisting that the younger people need to start taking charge.
Quite indeed.
Okay, so I think we'll see a major generational shift before 2015 happens in both the main parties
That
in
is
Nigeria.
what
we're
the
going to
nation
see.
is expecting, and
We will
it's
see
beginning
that,
to look that.
and that will present us with a clearer picture of what politics in 2015 or 2015 and beyond is going to be like.
This is the speculative angle to which a lot of people are looking at what may happen in 2015. Because of the young, vibrant people in APC, which this nation, requiring that a progressive change, are saying your party, the People's Democratic Party, have failed the nation infrastructurally. Whether they're bringing the change or not, we know that the big faces on the other side, the APC, are the ones to compromise.